Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Hands on Your Shoulders. This is the channel that I take a bit of time to discuss and talk about recovery, addiction, and sobriety. Um, right now it's December 24th, um, 4 days after my sobriety birthday. I celebrated on the 20th of December. Uh, I did actually get sober on the 19th of August. Um, and I didn't actually I went through treatment in November. Started on November 19th and it ended December 20th. So because of that, even though I know my sober date is actually November 19th, I celebrated on the 20th because that was when I had actually taken or gotten to go through a treatment program. So instead of celebrating it on the actual date that I stopped drinking, I went and decided to actually hold it on the day that I decided to or graduated from an actual program. So that's why my birth date is on the December 20th as opposed to October 19th. Being the 24th and being the holidays. Holidays are really hard to kind of manage and guide yourself through, a lot of times, especially if it's your first holiday sober, because usually during this time of year, many people are actually looking at wanting to celebrate, right? And one of the things that I realized, especially when it came to my sobriety, there's a lot of grief and loss tied to um, the first year more than anything else. And the reason for that is because it's your first time being sober during each of those events, during birthdays, during other kinds of celebrations, during Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that sort of stuff. So because of that, um, what is it? What is that thing in March? Um, the Irish holiday, St. Patrick's Day. Sorry. Um, so what you end up finding is that the times that you would actually, spend especially a lot of time celebrating those moments, you're having to do it differently, where it's not about getting intoxicated anymore. It's actually about, like celebrating as to what that day actually really does truly mean. And it does get a little difficult because it has to do with a grief and loss. You're not celebrating the way you are accustomed to, or what you became accustomed to. You see other friends, celebrating the way you used to, and maybe not to the severity of what you used to, or they are, celebrating to the same degree. Um, but either way, it isn't the way you're going to be doing it is totally different. And it may not even be, you know, um, even remotely close to what you used to. And a lot of that has to do with what you used to do, you know, is what landed you in the sense of actually being an alcoholic or an addict, and you can't do that any longer. So usually the first year, most people actually spend it very alone and very by themselves. Some people end up getting lucky and saying like, "Hey, I got a sober group that I hang out with, and we are going to have a sober dinner together and all that sort of stuff." Or I got my AA group or my NA group, and they're holding a Christmas dinner on this day or whatever, and then it's, at least somewhat a normal, um, sobriety thing. And it's always going to be difficult from one person to the other, but generally speaking, a lot of people end up spending their first Christmas alone and by themselves. um, I was lucky that I had my parents around for my sobriety, because they came and picked me up from the facility, and you know we did some sober fun things. And when we got home, we had our Christmas, and it was good to spend Christmas at home. Um, but a lot of people may not have that. So for you guys, just know that you are going to experience having Christmas. If you are going to be having Christmas by yourself, know that what you're experiencing is that grief and loss because of what you used to do. You used to spend it around a bunch of other people who were drinking just as much as you. And it is a piece of grief and loss, because that's not what you're doing anymore. You're doing something different. And if it is that you're spending it alone, just know that there are people that love and care for you, very much. And, are wishing you all the best of luck and all the best in the world, and hoping that you, find uh, your heart at peace. And I think that's something to really look, towards, in regards to knowing that other people are, maybe struggling with the same thing you are. Okay. Your struggle isn't by yourself as far as that goes. So, um, other than that, for now, um, have yourselves a wonderful day. Be safe, have fun, and as always, what do I usually say? Yeah, yeah, I guess just that. Oh, play nice with the other kids. See you later.